Hello everyone, it is Foul Play here. We're back for the 5th and final match of this modern league. We won the Darrow and are on the play. This hand's kind of lacking a bit of power, but we also have Horizon Canopies to cycle us to where we need to be. We are versing a Lurus deck. This is my opponent's companion. So I think we can probably keep. Rancor is kind of good against what we're versing. We don't have Lurus to get like Rancor back, for example. But the Horizon Canopies kind of make me think that, you know, maybe we can do it. It's probably just a little bit risky, but meh. Blind. Esper Sentinel. Oh joy. Oh joy. So we can like be slowed down or not. And I reckon we'll just pay 1 to prevent that. Slow our opponent down. We can't attack into it because we don't have any toughness yet, so we'll just take that one on the chin. Like, at most this Sentinel is delaying us like 1 mana a turn, right? It's not the end of the world. Opponent, Stoneforge Mystic, sure thing. Getting the Colossus Hammer. Alright, so it looks like we're versing Hammertime. I feel way less good about this hand now. Okay, that's a blocker. That's something. Alright, let's see if our opponent wants to block this one. Wow, he does it. Excellent. Alright, well that's a little bit debated. I'd say that's good for us. Like anything to... I guess they can like just play the hammer or whatever. But I'll take it. I'll take what I can get at this stage. So realistically, this hand was just a mulligan. Alright, and there's the Sagada's Aid. So, I mean, pretty much taking 10 if we don't block this, but we can't really afford to block it. Or we'll lose our last remaining creature. So if they have double Hammertime, they win. If not, maybe we draw into Path to Exile and we have like a little bit of a shot. It's not Path to Exile. Now we're hitting all our auras, but it's a fair bit late. Guess we can potentially block for a turn. Opponent's going to get trampled though, and we're going to be boned. Okay. Let's concede this one. Goes off the Urza Saga, ticking up to 3. They'll just get trampled and we'll be stuffed. Alright, not the best hand from our side. We'll get rid of these ley lines. We'll bring in these forces. We'll bring in these Seal of Cleansings. Suppression field good here. If we're on the play, it shuts down Bobble. It makes Metalcraft cost 2 more to activate. It makes Stoneforge Mystic cost 2 more to activate. I think it's applicable, but we might just have... It might just be overboarding, like we might not want to take stuff out, right? Realistically, Ledgewalker is probably a bit slow. I think I like my Totem Armor. I think I like my Vigilance. Flying is maybe... Yeah. Probably want a few copies of it. Alright, well let's bring in like 1 Suppression Field for 1 Ledgewalker. And the obvious, which is the Artifact Tate. Alright, mulligan. Keep. Good thing about this is it has totem armor, so if we block a giant creature, we're not going to lose our one. Unfortunately, we don't have evasiveness, and we don't have like multiple ethereal armors to make a giant creature. Okay, this will be attacking for 8 by turn 3 at this point. Unfortunately, our opponent's deck is just a deck that's a little bit faster than us. They're also a deck that just interacts better than what we do, right? We'll keep this one. Opponent also mulligan to 6. Bottom scout. We use Poster Boy Bogle to kick things off. Oh buddy, oh boy, turn 1 Urza Saga, let's go. Oh god. Oh, is that all, or have you got some 0 drops? Here's the 0 drops. Could be dying on turn 2 here, people. It's a very real possibility. Fuck this Esper Sentinel, man. Like, can it piss off already? Jesus. I am very over that card. We'll just let him have it. Alright, if they can turn 2 kill us, whatever. I just want to attack, get some damage down. When it makes their land drop. Hit some M-Knight. The best thing they can do is Construct token. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. The Construct will be a 5/5 with the current board state, and I'm fine with that. Okay. So Esper Sentinel trigger. We'll shock in the Temple Garden to pay for that one. Opponent could also be holding up Seal of Cleansing here, and that would be rather unfortunate for us. Looks like he's got Seal of Cleansing. Alright, they make a construct, they block with the Memnite, the Memnite dies. Bada bing, bada boom. Urza Saga's third ability here. I guess they can get Esper Sentinel off the Urza Saga, that's kind of good. I did play like A-League with Hammertime. I couldn't rent the Urza Saga because they just were not available. But I did rent the Esper Sentinel, and I would say Esper Sentinel, in my opinion, was overrated. But you know, that doesn't mean too much, right? It could get better with Urza Saga too, if you intentionally want to search out a creature. Not sure why my opponent quite did it like that. Like, why didn't he tap the Ornithopter and then have 2 6/6s up? Seems a little bit odd. Hey look, some spicy potatoes. Alright, well, we'll start by sacking the Canopy, because we might draw a double aura and want to go ham. Alright, we do not. We draw singular thing. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get in for 10. It's a thick Bogle. Opponent, all the cards in the hand though. 5 cards in hand now after that draw. Another Esper Sentinel. Oh, great. So the abilities are going to start stacking. Fortunately, we have a lot of mana, so we can pretty much play anything we draw. Triple Esper Sentinel. All right, they're going to get some description of value. Unlucky. Oh, look. Speaking of value. Bloop. 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 Look. Alright, so they get 1 card draw here, but we do have the giant guy, and he can block flyers too. Hammer makes them lose flying, but if they have like an Ornithopter or an Inkmoth Nexus, it's good to know we can still block. Interesting that he's blocking with that instead of the Esper Sentinels. Don't you just want like a big board at this point? Stoneforge Mystic. Not sure. They need Pure Steel Paladin, or they need Sagada's Aid. Those are the like 2 cards they realistically need, because those aren't cards they've been forcing. There's the hammer. Well, there's the Sagada's Aid. Can attack with multiple creatures and equip it on like instant speed on something that we have not blocked. Let's just sack this, see what we find. If we find flying, we win. Seems good enough. Alright, we'll get in there for a bunch. He's still valuing these Esper Sentinels oddly highly. Maybe he doesn't realize that we have the ability to block flying creatures. Okay. Yep, Stoneforge Mystic seems reasonable. That would put him to 1 if he blocks like this, and I think that's a reasonable block. Don't forget as well, like, as soon as they Colossus Hammer equip, the construct will grow by 1 as well. Just think though, they could have like 2 of these constructs right now, and they could be way more menacing than what they're being. Alright, so opponent drops all the Oreo fodder he's been holding in hand for several turns. So silent clearing means that my opponent can go for a Pure Steel Paladin here. There's a Pure Steel Paladin, so they can play this, get the instant speed equip. They can still shift it across with Metalcraft, but the most relevant thing is when they cast it, they'll draw a card. Alright, so they equip the one that's on the board to the construct. My opponent has now got a larger creature than we've got. That is unfortunate. Because all of a sudden this is at 18 power, which is fairly menacing. Oh, we just Missed our attack step. Okay, my bad. Our life total is not the issue though. The issue is the constructs getting exponentially larger. Again, like he could have 2 of these constructs and would be in a way worse spot. If we just get something like flying though, or protection from creatures, it's really good for us. Sure. So my opponent can attack with the construct, then post-combat he can equip both hammers onto something else. And he can slowly chip away at our life total here. But realistically, he needs another big construct, because these other creatures with like 21 power aren't going to be good enough when we've got 21 power ourselves. They could put it on the Pure Steel Paladin post-combat. Or they could put it on the Pure Steel Paladin pre-combat. It's just like one single extra aura and like we're in a really good spot, right? Alright, looks like we go for the equip on the Inkmoth Nexus. It's not good enough. 21 power is not good enough. I am very okay with this. Unless they have like another artifact instant speed, which they can play off the Springleaf Drum by tapping something else, then we'll lose our creature and we'll be boned. But we can't play around that anyway. We have to block this. Find it Springleaf Drums to play Springleaf Drum. Tapping down his Pure Steel Paladin. Oh, he just has a 3rd hammer. Like, what's with the fucking slow roll, man? I guess technically the more artifacts on the board, the better, but it seems odd to do that slow roll there. We're just like way far behind here at this point. So we have to block. We lose our guy. That all gives toughness. And we just boned from there. They just do it better, you know. They really do. Okay. Well, I mean, I think we drew a good run at auras. We just didn't quite do it quick enough. To cap off our wonderful, wonderful everything, we'll just go ahead and draw a Windswept Teeth. Hooray! Oh well. We kept a loose hand game 1, and I guess we got like a little bit punished for it and whatever, and that's just what it is. I mean, maybe we just want to gamble on the Core Spirit Dancers. I'm not really sure that we do. It's so bizarre because like just like 4 or 5 days before I did this leg, actually like a week before I did this leg, I versed 3 discard decks in 1 leg, and obviously Leilani Sanctity would be a really good main deck inclusion in that scenario. And then we go and play this league, and we don't verse a single dedicated discard deck. I think we versed some black food decks, which had a little bit of discard, but not a lot. It's not like we were versing our Juns or a Grief Ephemerate deck or something like that. And like, it just sucks walking into a league with the wrong configuration for what you're versing, because it really, really is important for the Bogle deck to have a good configuration going into a league tournament. If you're playing something semi-competitive, then yeah, it's quite important, right? Okay, so let's get rid of this chat box over here. I almost feel like we want one more path in the deck somewhere. That could be main or side. If we were to fit ley lines into the sideboard, what could we do? We could add another Grispoon. We could add maybe another path to the main, and then either a Sentinel's Eyes or Spider Umbra. I think I'd go with Sentinel's Eyes. So that looks okay to me. The problem would be trimming the sideboard, which we could probably easily do if we just like give up on Torpor, right? It sucks to like have the notion of giving up on Torpor because it is a fantastic card. Just isn't quite good enough, right? I think I want to try Relic instead of Rest in Peace, or instead of what do we call it? Soul Guide Lantern. I have a feeling like Relic is much better positioned against Jund, and having multiples is pretty powerful. You can still sack out, exile it, draw cards. It's just like it can impact your opponent's graveyard over time, which I like, as opposed to just impacting it when it comes down. So we're still left with like one card we need to minus out. Honestly, it's probably Deicide. That's probably just more narrow than Suppression Field. And then we're looking at a sideboard with a lot of artifact and enchantment hate, a bit of hand protection, the Relic of Progenitus, which are graveyard hate, and the Suppression Field, which is combo hate. And yeah, I think something like that is perfectly reasonable, and I'm still undecided about Core Spirit Dancer, so I'll just leave her on the bench. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope you enjoy the video. As always, be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section below, and have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.